There are a couple of things that happens early in our lives that kind of shapes us and molds us. Sometimes it could be positive, but most of the time it's negative. I think about something that we as Americans, or many of us as Americans, we get an introduction to the church, we get an introduction to Christianity. And one of the things that they make sure that we all are familiar with is the story about the founding of this earth, how God created it, and how it was so blessed. And as He created Adam and Eve, and they were so blessed, and He shared with them how blessed they are and how blessed they will continue to be as long as they don't violate the rules that allows this to happen. And the rules that allow this to happen is that you can do anything except something that will cause you to die. Something that will cause you to die. Well, what did die mean to them is a question that's on our mind because having not really answered that question, we don't really know what it means except it's something apparently we don't want to happen. And if everything is good and dying is going to stop it, and the only real association that we have with dying is the body can't move anymore, and you either burn up or you put in the ground, and that is nothing that any of us uh, crave. And even though they say, even if we just do nothing but live, there will come a time when you will still die. Kind of like giving you a choice, telling you can't avoid death. So if you're gonna die and you know you can't avoid dying, then choose how you die and why you die, and all that good stuff is in your hands. So that's kind of letting you know that there's something that's going on. So if you're living here in paradise and for some strange reason you violate the rules that allow you to continue to live in paradise, then the way you to escape it is once you wake up, you push the button, you stand up for paradise, and either they will kill you and, or change. And so that's what you're trying to do, get paradise to exist. So if they change, beautiful. If they kill you, beautiful. Why? Because you have done what? You died to that cause. So they have opened the door for you to get out of this crazy world. Just like you got out of the heavenly world by dying, and you're living in this crazy world now where lying and cheating and stealing and all these things are acceptable ways of life. And now you get out of it. What's the problem? If people knew the truth about death, if they knew the real truth about dying, you wouldn't be so easily put into bondage. See, right now, death is a tool that's used to control and manipulate those who are fearful, those who don't know the truth. While the truth is that it is a door. It is a door to walk out of hell. You can either walk out of heaven into hell or you can walk out of hell into heaven. I bet you didn't know that. So, why do we go through all the things that we go through? I see it daily. And I'm trying my best to see if I can imagine something about the great spirit world. If I can pull something out of the divine that would touch me in such a way that I can sit here and I can talk to you, and as I speak to you, you can embrace it and it can just flow to you like milk and honey. You understand it just like it's so real to you, like the thought is yours. And then having experienced that, have the boldness, the audacity to do something about it. Because why? You don't fear death anymore. See, one thing about it, this I can say to the American people and people of the earth, as long as you fear death, you will always be controlled. As long as you fear death. Because there will always be somebody that's willing to kill you to control you, to manipulate you. You'd be surprised. See, if you're not walking the right path of life, you're exploiting life. You're exploiting life. So controlling and manipulating plays a role in an exploitative life. And people want to be on top. They want to be the victor. And so they will exploit you. And they do this because they don't know the truth. And the stuff that I'm telling you today, let's just assume that it's the truth. Let's just assume. You know, because I already know you don't think it is. But let's just assume that it's the truth. Would you buy into it? Now, let's assume that we're going to tell the truth. Would you buy into it? Well, from my perspective, I say, no, you would not buy into it. Now, you might ask, why you want to take the negative approach? Because I know you. I know you. Saying that you would take the positive approach to the average American, is like me having somebody walk to you and speak to you in Portuguese or any language that you're not familiar with and expect you to answer intelligibly. It ain't gonna happen. You're not going to act outside of the way you've been conditioned to act. In order to do that, you must be born again. You have to have your eyes open. How do you be born again? Ooh-wee. How do you be born again? Okay, let me say it to you this way. There have got to be many ways that you can be born again. But I only know of one. And that's the one that I'm familiar with. That's the one that I went through. I heard all about the stories that people tell us about that no one can verify except part of it. This earth, no, this stuff is outside of man. So we have to give that to some power. And if we look at the earth, and we have to say, whoever, they did pretty good. And us, we the people, you know, did pretty good on that too. You know, we have potential to choose. You know, it's not like we were made like even artificial intelligence got their own mind. But we were made to be able to exercise our thinking, to make choices, and to learn from those choices. What's proper, what's better, all of that. Why? Because we're here on this side for some strange reason. We made the wrong choice. Somewhere we made the wrong choice. And here we are, where people who make the wrong choice go. And we're going through all what people make the wrong choice go through. And to be born again means that you ever been asleep in a dream, and then all of a sudden maybe your dream leaves, but you still asleep, and all of a sudden maybe the clock alarm goes off, or maybe someone alarm and you just go off, and you wake up. Somebody say, "Is he woke?" Yeah, he woke. It's an awakening. And something brings that awakening on. Now, I wish I could tell you specifically what that is, but I can't. All I can say, it comes on. And then to add to that, for me, it didn't require miracles, but I can just say this, that miracles occurred. Not at the moment, but in my life, miracles occur. So there's no doubt in my mind about the power of this power that I can't see, can't touch, can't feel. But I have the evidence of that power. That's the power that lets me know that there's something going on that we as human beings just don't know about. And so, what I'm seeing is that based upon my way of thinking, being led by this path, it's for all of us. Because I'm thinking about that other place where peace and prosperity and all the other stuff exists. I'm thinking about the absence of this hell. And if people can't change this hell, you know, if people knew, as I said a moment ago, if people knew the truth about death, they would just be like punching buttons, getting out of this place, getting out of this place. Why live in hell? You got to be ignorant if you can get out. I mean, if you can't get out, that's it. And when you are ignorant, you can't get out. But if you woke, that ignorance is gone. And you don't let nothing keep you in this baby. You change this baby by standing up, giving pure representation of the change that you are about. That's what you represent. And change happens. Change actually happens. Or they bless you. You receive the blessing, the greatest blessing of all is to choose your path to get off and out of this hell. To choose your path to get out of this hell. Not with sickness, pain, and suffering, but standing up physically fit to do anything. And you put the most important thing on the line, your life. Because what you represent is life. Oh no. I'm going to leave it there, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks.